Hey everybody! Oh, God. I'm laughing. Can you hear the chair? I think I'm gonna have to get a new chair. Most of the furniture here at Mom's house is antique. So, how is everybody doing tonight? What is going on? Hey, Cameron. Hey, Ashley. Addie's in the house. Woo! Let me end this in the group. So it's a Sunday night thing. Sorry, the Wi-Fi at the last place I was at was really bad. Almost as bad as my horrible thumbnails. Anyways, I apologize. I was not able to. Plus, I had a little bit of a cold. I still have a cold. Anybody else? Are you guys, how y'all feeling? Do you guys do the flu shot thing? I can't remember if I did the flu shot thing or not this year. So let's see. What's up? Hustle one. The homeless should stop being lazy and get a job. That's kind of predictable, Mr. Hustle or Mrs. Hustle one. Are you hiring? Are you offering showers, transportation, a way for them to save up for first and last month's rent? Too early to go there. Maybe Jeff. Hey, Jojo. Hello, Nancy. Hello. What's happening? Alicia, Elias, I think. Sorry. Yeah, my head, my nose. Thank you guys for asking. Hey, good evening from upstate New York to, gosh, I'm not going to even pronounce your first name, but you said hello from France. And please forgive me. I know I say this all the time. You guys have wonderful names. And it's just really sometimes difficult to pronounce everything, especially with the other cultures. And I love other cultures. Hey, Carmen, thank you for being and it might be Carmine, as I'm saying, I'm not pronouncing names right. Please forgive me. Hey, Clay from Maine, but thank you for being a new subscriber. It helps. In fact, when you do a live stream, drops, usually we lose followers, subscribers, but it's worth it to talk to you guys. I enjoy Sunday nights. I forgot. Oh my gosh. Yeah, maybe Jeff, that's what people do. Hey, Applejacks, thanks for the referral. Haven't had a chance to Alex is saying I should cut my hair. So do you guys all agree? Here's the thing. I have been trying to grow my hair to a ponytail for probably 15 years. And what happens is I get to where it's like this, and there's some really bad hair days as you're getting there. And then something like Dateline or some TV thing, or, you know, an important speaking gig or something comes up, and I go cut it. And then I try growing it long, and then I cut it. And then I try growing it long, and then I cut it. This time I committed. And oh my gosh, there's some really disgusting photographs. Not that I have a cute face to begin with, but there's some really funky photos with this hair. But I'm committed now. I've never gotten it this long. So we're going to the ponytail. That's happening. But thank you, Alex. I actually kind of mirror your concern because there are days this is really, really bad. But I think there was a wonderful woman in here that said, I'm rugged, handsome, rugged. See, I got the flannel, rugged, handsome. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. Hey, Shaker, thank you. Hello, Squeakerwood from Fort Worth. Hello, Penny. Hello from the Bay Area. Hey, Carlos. Wow. Expat at large. What do you, so you're making a living while you're traveling the world, I take it. What do you do? I'm always interested in that. I wish I could make money somehow, like, you got to be a software engineer or a writer or anything else. But then I would have to give up invisible people. Malene, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. So if total awesomeness, if you are homeless in Minnesota, Addie, I don't know. I haven't caught up with Addie, so I don't know if she's house sitting or if she's in a van. Addie, are you still homeless? But Addie is most of the time homeless. You're not homeless, in all caps. Yay. So for those of you new to this chat, Addie, Derek, a couple of others come in. They're actually homeless or formerly homeless people moderating the chat. And I believe that is awesome. So I don't know what you guys want to talk about tonight, but I have a little rant. And I don't know if I'm in rant mood because I got a cold. Can you hear it? Yeah. But hey, Roberta Edwards. So as I said, there's wonderful homeless friends and formerly homeless friends in the chat room. And I love that. I love that that's a community. So I did, and Keisha's in the house. Woo! But I want to talk about something. And I really wanted to talk about it last week, but the Wi-Fi at the hotel just wasn't happening. But let's talk about the recent video I put up with the woman who is homeless pregnant. Two things. People started immediately. One of the first shots, she shows her nails. And people immediately, how do you afford nail polish? How do you afford to get your nail done? I just paid for my mom to get her nails done, $35, to have a acrylic nail set. It makes my mom feel great. I don't understand it. I'm a guy, and I don't get how having your nails done makes my mom just feel wonderful. So this woman got her nails done. Maybe somebody gifted it. Maybe somebody else in the tent community helped her with it. But who cares? I mean, y'all, not you guys, most of you in this chat have an affinity for homeless people. So you guys understand. But there's people that watch Tanya's video and start slamming because she got her nails done. Same thing happened with Brenda. Brenda's on the streets of New York City using lipstick, right? Everybody slammed her. By the way, I'm going to see Brenda this week. She's in housing. And y'all want updates. Hopefully I'm going to give you an update. She is in housing. I'm going to visit her. We're going to hang out. Sometimes the camera is just not right. I don't do this for views. If I did, many of you know, or maybe you don't, I often take people from our online support group to fancy restaurants. I love taking homeless people to fancy restaurants. Then I could break out a camera and, with a title, taking homeless people to fancy restaurants. It would get tons of views, right? But breaking out a camera changes everything. And I am more about the homeless relationships. Let's get back to makeup. So then Erin, she was doing makeup. She has makeup and everybody. How could she be homeless? Oh my God, they're poor. They've got to suffer more and more. They can't have anything. Oh my gosh, they're in poverty. No makeup, no nail polish. What the fuck? Come on. Jesus, people. Sorry, I've been holding that one in. And this one even, I'm going to calm down. I'm going to call. She's pregnant, right? And I was a family case manager. I worked with homeless families for 4 years. And I often focused on the children. When I saw a homeless family, I didn't go, damn, they shouldn't have had kids. The kids are there. The kids are there and they need help. That's what you focus on. The kids are there. That woman is pregnant. Doing the shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, condoms are cheap. That's a bad decision. Here's the thing, right? You don't know if it was survival sex. You don't know what that. I interviewed a woman the other night, raped 3 times. Homeless woman, raped 3 times. You don't know what that woman had to do for food, for survival. Maybe she was cozying up to a guy because she didn't feel safe and survival sex came into it. Maybe she was just in love, right? I haven't been with a woman in a little bit. Yes. Okay. But I do remember my hormones taking over, right? Like if I was around a woman and we're gonna right? You don't start thinking normal. You don't go, dang, yeah, right? So this woman is pregnant. The right response is, oh my gosh, we have to get housing. We have to get support services for this woman and her unborn child. Instead, everybody's like commenting, not everybody, there's some wonderful support, but there's a bunch of people commenting, oh, she made bad decisions. She should have never gotten pregnant. Oh, how could she afford nail polish? Well, gosh, oh my gosh. Children, 1.3 million children, 1.3 million children, 1.3 million children under the age of 16 slept outside last year. Homeless. That's a crisis. A condom is not going to solve that. Housing will solve that. I mean, I don't know where anybody, what judgmental place that people sit in and go, here's a woman who is pregnant and she's homeless, and people are going, well, she shouldn't have. Well, you can judge all you want. She's pregnant. She needs help. So one of my most heartbreaking videos is with a woman, Jean. She has 5 children. They're in a hotel room. That's the first time this came up, where people started going, she shouldn't have had 5 kids. She shouldn't have had a kid. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. She has the kids. They're in a hotel room. It's a weekly rate hotel room. Jean rode her bike to work at McDonald's, even in the rain, every day, trying to make a better life for her family. She's trying, right? And people just wanted to judge that, oh, she shouldn't have any children. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. The children are there. I'll be flat out honest with you. When I was a family outreach case manager, so my job, when homeless families showed up at the winter shelter in Los Angeles, because winter shelter is general population, people sleeping on an armory and cots. You can't have kids there. So my job was to put them in a hotel. And I got to tell you, there were times that when I'm driving the van with the children that I wanted to pull over and slap the parents. I mean, I just wanted to wait, the parents or whatever madness they're in. I just wanted to slam on the brakes, pull over to the side of 101, get out of the van and whap, whap, whap. Now, I didn't, because that would be wrong. And I'm not violent. Wanting to and actually doing are two different things. But I always focused on the children. There's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful children that are homeless and they're living through madness, absolute madness. I was in Austin yesterday. I was flying. The day before I was in Austin. It was nighttime. I'm going to put up a video. Oh my gosh. I'm going to probably post it tomorrow morning. Guy calls himself Cheech. He's Native American. Wonderful guy. I could talk. I think you're going to like it. But down the street was a mom, and she was busking. She was trying to play her violin or her guitar. And there was a kid on the ground and a couple of dogs. And I couldn't tell if they were just out busking. Busking is code word, hip slang, street terminology for trying to raise money, doing something like juggling or playing a ukulele. And this kid was laying on the sidewalk. The two dogs were laying next to the kid, and the mom was trying to, and my heart broke because I was thinking, the mom's doing what she can to survive, playing the guitar, and she wasn't that good, but she was trying. I mean, the only alternative is panhandling and begging. And the kid at her feet laying down, my heart broke for him. My heart broke for the mom, but mostly for the kid. And the solution to that is not, oh, she shouldn't have had kids. Oh, she should have used the condom. It's no, we live in the richest country in the world. There's gazillionaires. There's more gazillionaires than there's ever been. The wealth has gone from the very poor to the extremely rich. There is no housing. And fuck you if you think that there's jobs, because there's not. And I'm sorry, I'm pissed because I care about children and the response of, well, they should have used the condom to a homeless mom that's pregnant. Come on. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yes. Sex education, important. Yes. Let's teach morals and ethics. All good stuff. Let's do it. Right? But once they're pregnant, going and saying, oh, they shouldn't have had kids. Oh my gosh, what a bad decision. Come on, people. We got to help these people. And if you do not have a heart as a taxpayer, you pay. You pay for Tanya outside. You're going to pay for her kid, and you're going to pay for all that. The only thing more expensive than a homeless person outside is a homeless person in jail. And I'm going to repeat that because the support for criminalization is growing. The only thing more expensive than a homeless person outside is a homeless person in jail. So you guys got to decide. Are we going to support more affordable housing? Are we going to fight for affordable housing? Are we going to fight for a living wage and for respect and dignity for everybody? I mean, rich people should be respected and poor people should be respected. And everybody should get a fair chance. This idea that because a homeless woman is experiencing poverty, that she shouldn't get her nails done is mind-blowing to me. This idea that a pregnant homeless woman, the response is, well, she shouldn't have. I don't know all the people here watching or in the chat, but I got to tell you, then when your hormones are going and you're on fire and you got somebody you're attracted to, man, right? You're not thinking right. If you're a guy, you're down below is thinking, right? And you're just going for it. Then add street life, survival sex. You do not know what happened, and damn it, it doesn't matter. The woman is pregnant now. What matters is helping her and helping her child. That's all that matters. Okay, rant over. How'd I do? And I told you I'm sick. If I wasn't sick, I would have probably woke up the neighbors, man. Whew. Dang. Oh my gosh. Infected, thank you so much for your generous donation. And if I pronounce that wrong, I am so sorry. And thank you so much for your generous donation. I don't do this for donations, but I'm very, very grateful. Now, YouTube did select us for something, and there's a way that I can do some fundraising where 100% actually, because a piece of that super chat goes to YouTube. They are hooking me up with a way that 100% goes to invisible people. When that happens, I may do some fundraising live streams, but I'll be very clear about that. This is 100% just talking to you. And you guys, when there's something like that, and many of you do, and I so appreciate it, call these people on it. I mean, if somebody leaves an ignorant comment, anyways, I gotta come. Derek, I agree. And I'm, just so you guys know, Tanya came up to me. I did not ask Tanya to do her story. She came up to me and she wanted her story told. And then I'm almost embarrassed if she sees the video and all these people are just ranking on her. Oh my gosh, and I'm so grateful for all of you that are supportive, and again, it's this. We live in a society now that is polarized. That people don't even discuss anymore. It's Democrat, Republican. No, it's American, right? It's not the Democrats' fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's our fault, both of us. I'm going to go off on another one. So I'm just grateful that you guys that are in the comments supporting, just so grateful. Thank you. Logos Learner, hello. Oh my gosh. Looks like you paid in pounds. I'm coming across the pond next week. I will be in London. Anybody there in the UK, I will be in London coming up. Disco Duck asked a great question. So what's your plan? Go to invisiblepeople.tv/get involved. That's United States. I know some of you are from all over the world, and I'm so honored you tune into this live chat. Go to invisiblepeople.tv, get involved. Send a email, a tweet to your legislators. If you see comments of people being ignorant, call them on it. I mean, if a battle starts, I was in a situation 2 weeks ago where there was conflict. I mean, just growing, and I walked away. Um, I didn't. I wasn't in the wrong. I'm from the street, so I stand up for myself when it's time to stand up for myself. But at that moment, I was very conscious of the people around me, and I felt it best to diffuse the situation. So I walked away. So say your piece and then get the hell out. and what, oh my gosh, if you are a person that's creating fake accounts to keep saying the same thing over and over again because your account gets blocked and then you create another one and you say the same thing over and over again. If you're creating fake accounts, my goodness, look at yourself. Take a deep look at yourself. If you're the type of person that is creating fake YouTube accounts because you want to slam somebody, or you're creating fake Twitter accounts or whatever kind of fake social media accounts, right there, that's a red flag. Something is wrong. Stop it. Go get some help. I get you have passion and you're upset about something, but creating fake accounts is all kinds of wrong, right? Just stop. Stop. If you're creating fake accounts attacking people, oh my gosh. Man. So Destiny Wilkins just won. I wish there was a timestamp because I've been ranting and I don't know where we are in the chat. Said mental illness plays a part, and it does, but mental illness is down at the bottom, right? So at the top is affordable housing as a cause to homelessness, and then it's domestic violence, and then it's all these other things, and it comes down to mental health issues. Around 29% of any population has mental health, substance abuse issues, and you don't know if it's the cause or the effect. Was it mental health that caused them to be homeless, or was it they got evicted and lived on the streets and are going through hell and mental health sets in, right? So it does play a part, but the leading cause of homelessness is lack of affordable housing. And you know why that's important? Because we can fix that. We should fix mental health. There should be better mental health services, but we can end homelessness tomorrow. We know how. We've known for years. There's just not the political support to do it. There's not the public support to do it. But thank you, Destiny. That's it's important those questions come up, because that's what people believe. They believe it's all mental health and it's all addiction. And yes, that's part of it, but it's not the biggest part of it. I mean, 1.3 million children slept outside last year that are under the age of 16. I guarantee you probably most of them, sadly, kids are partying with their parents, but I would bet most of them have not drank or used, or they do not have mental illness. 1.3 million children under the age of 16 slept outside last year. Moraya Yahandi, more beautiful name. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. First off, there's a lot of rumors that go around. I know URM. I know Andy. I don't agree with everything about Andy, but I don't agree with everything about URM, but they're doing the very best they can, right? it's a huge crisis. It's a huge crisis everywhere. So you got to take things with a grain of salt. I have been in URM many times. I have never seen fecal matter, feces anywhere. Isabel Willard, you are exactly right. Oh, Blockanese, why? You got to explain that. You say you've been watching, you've been coming to the chat, and you're starting to feel differently about the homeless issue negatively. So our channel is making you feel negative about homeless people. Please explain that. And tag me again so I see it. Oh my gosh, the chat just jumped. So, Devin, I don't know the whole conversation. I assume you're talking to me, that I'm your typical progressive, useful idiot. I am an idiot. I'm not a progressive. I'm a liberal redneck. See the flannel? Right? There is research. Gosh. Portugal legalized drugs. Addiction has gone down. They've treated it. See, heroin, meth, cocaine, crack, people use drugs to escape pain. What United States does is say, oh, here's some handcuffs, put you in jail, tear your family apart, more pain. The proper solution to addiction is a health response. And it's proven time and time again that if we treat addiction as the health crisis it is, addiction goes down and taxpayers save money. Let's be flat out right. And I don't mean to just be pointing at Republicans on this. Reagan started the war on drugs to fill up prisons, and prisons are traded on Wall Street. An empty prison cell doesn't make money. What are we going to do? Let's have a war on drugs. What has the war on drugs done, Devin? It's spent your money. It has spent your money. Destroyed families. It's done nothing to help addiction. Hey, Adam. So you're saying the majority of homeless are male, and that's not really true. It might be what you see. What happens is guys are creeps. Just gonna tell it like it is. So if a guy sees an attractive or semi-attractive woman out on the streets, they invite him in. Come sleep on my couch, but they have alternative plans. The other thing is a lot of women are doing whatever they can to get off the streets. Men, I got to backtrack that a little bit. There is a growing population of women on the streets. Where I was trying to say is the hidden homelessness, which is families in hotels, because women often have children and they're in hotels, so you don't necessarily see them on the street. And to totally crack this one wide open, 80% of homeless people, maybe 85, don't look homeless. You wouldn't even know they were homeless. You see that chronic homeless person, the guy with the sign, clothes all ripped up, hair all messed up. That's the homelessness you see, but that is not the biggest homeless demographic. So I get where you're saying all guys, but actually research shows females, there's more and more females. And where was I recently? I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it was troubling the amount of women out on the streets. I mean, any person out on the streets is troubling, but it was concerning seeing women overly represented out there, because I got to tell you, every woman that is out on the streets has been sexually assaulted. Almost can guarantee that. And Me Too, Me Too. There's a Me Too movement, and that's great. And it's for women and maybe some men. But if a homeless woman speaks up, there's no Me Too for homeless women. There isn't. Hey, Marcus, thank you. Thank you. No, I really try to be honest and real always. I really do. I mess up a lot. I'm trying to survive myself. This last year has been hard, taking care of my mom and going through a crisis. It's been rough on me. I'm sure I've made lots of mistakes. I do my best to say I'm sorry when I make a mistake. I am far from perfect, but I really, 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 really try to be as real as possible. So V94, I'm not really familiar with Food Not Bombs. I really am not. What I will tell you is that in most inner cities, homeless people aren't going hungry. There's an overfeeding of food of homeless population in every inner city I've ever been. And there's interviews on Invisible People from Toronto, Boston, Los Angeles, where homeless people are saying there's plenty of food, there's lots of food, no housing, lots of food. So Desert 67, people use drugs because they're weak. I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to pass on that one. Oh my gosh. I've already ran it enough. Oh my gosh. I can't pass on that. There is actually research. Not that your person. I'm gonna really go out on a limb here and say that no matter what I say or whatever truth, you're not going to change your mind. But there's research. Portugal is great. I mean, is a great example of how they legalize drugs. Instead of sending people to prison, they send them to treatment, and it's working. And yeah. So Misfit asks, what's the best thing to give food money other than socks? You actually listed some of the best things. Underwear is tops. It's really hard to carry underwear because people are different sizes, right? So, and then you got to size them up. Are you an XL or are underwear is tough, but underwear for obvious reasons. Hopefully, I don't have to explain that to you. Underwear is number one. But the point, and I'm glad you asked this, Misfit, is ask people. So you might hear me talk about Koreatown for All, K-Town for All, wonderful group of people. Jane talks about a homeless man that just needed eye drops. So the best thing you can give anybody is your positive attention, right? Be present, listen, and and I say this all the time, safety first, your own safety. If you feel safe, you feel like engaging, more often than not, the homeless person will just have some, maybe he needs cough drops, maybe he needs, you know, oh, multidimensional nervous, a universe, multi. Is there a political figure party that is offering any solutions? So all the candidates now on the Democratic side, um, and again, I'm going to state facts. I'm not either party. I think both Republicans or Democrats are stuck on stupid. I think we got to stop pointing fingers at each other. But Trump is actually trying to cut support for homeless people and low income people and people on food stamps. He's been since he came into office. Each Democrat has a housing plan. I don't know if it's marketing or a good plan, and they stick with it. We'll learn more as we get into 2020. Andrew Yang wants to give everybody $1,000 a month, and I could use $1,000 a month, but if $1,000 a month does not cover rent, and it's not going to cover rent in most every city in the United States, and then you got rent, you got utilities, you got phone bill, you got some transportation, you got food. $1,000 a month really just bribes people's votes, right? Universal basic income is going to happen at some point, because in 5 to 10 years, robots, computers are going to take most of the jobs, and the housing crisis. So universal basic income is going to happen. But $1,000 a month, in principle, Andrew Yang is right. Andrew Yang, I do not believe will win. In principle, his idea of universal basic income is correct. The amount is way too low. The amount of $1,000 a month will help the middle class, and it will help some people some. But, and it's funny. I got to say this because I get in these conversations with the Yang gang all the time, and they want to argue. They're middle class and living in it, and they go, oh, it'll end homelessness. It'll end homelessness. And I point out, well, if it doesn't pay rent, it doesn't end homelessness. And they go, well, then they can have, some food and new clothes. And I say, okay, buy yourself some food and some new clothes and go live in a park for a month. Tell me how much you like it, right? Tell me how much new food and new clothes helps you while you're homeless, right? And yeah, I get it. $1,000 a month is going to help people, right? It's just not going to end homelessness, and it's not going to prevent homelessness. What we need to do, and I'm glad you brought this up, is the candidate who has the best plan to fight affordable housing or the housing increase housing housing is a commodity. There's vacant apartments, Airbnb, the short-term rentals. It's the rent, the cost of housing is skyrocketing. The candidate that can stop skyrocketing costs of housing and create a more affordable housing is the one that I think. There's a lot. It's too early to tell. It really is. Super chat. Thank you. So I was at an event and Stacey Adams spoke, and I was very impressed. And Stacey Adams said, and this is so true, she said, politicians are like a 15-year-old girl. All they care about is money, attention, and peer pressure. That is so true. Politicians only care about money, attention, and peer pressure. Hey, Sheila. Hello. Ooh, Adam Brown. What was the most helpful aid you received when you were homeless? That's a good question. Oh my gosh. I really could spend we got 15 minutes left talking about it because see, here's the thing, to bootstrap, you have to have boots. And every time you see a newspaper or a media post or TV homeless to Harvard, that person had help. They had help. So there's these little times along the way that somebody helped me. And I was thinking about this the other day because you guys don't see behind the scenes what happens. I wish I could show you, and then some of me doesn't wish I could show you because it's between me and the homeless person. I've done everything from I flew a family once from their hotel room in the San Fernando Valley to their family in Atlanta, from wheelchairs and crutches to walkers to food to eyeglasses to, oh my gosh, all kinds of stuff I've helped people with. And I was thinking the other night, and if I could, I don't know if you guys know Carrie Fuller. She's was a homeless mom. She was very. I was helping her, and somebody gave me a van. It was a rather new van, and I gave it to Carrie, right? And everybody started complaining. It's like the nail polish thing. And everybody started complaining that I didn't give her an apartment. Well, nobody gave me an apartment. I am literally unemployed. I've made $1,500 this year. That's it. All year, gross, $1,500. That's it. If I wasn't living in my mom's house, if they take my mom's house for healthcare, I'm homeless. That's it. And I can't give Carrie a house because nobody gave me a house. If I had a house to give Carrie or all the homeless people I know, I would give them a house. So I can only give them what people give me, right? And people donate to invisible people behind the scenes. We do what we can to help people when we can. And it's something that they really need and is going to help them, either help them that day or help them get through life, whether it be a backpack, a cart, all kinds of stuff. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, now there's actual homeless people that have been housed because of invisible people. But I was thinking how many people just were able to make it through another day because they got a little bit of help. And my point is not about me doing that, it's about you doing that. And whatever it is that you can do to help, and again, it might be sending emails, it might be phone calling, it might be, if you're that advocacy type person, or maybe it's just, volunteering at the local shelter or volunteering when somebody moves into housing or hygiene or whatever it is. We've got to continue. We got to do it. We got to step it up. And mom's phone is ringing. Yay. I bet you it's a telephone solicitor. Oh, let me see. I hope so. Show you what I'm doing. Hello. They're hanging up. So I play with them now because them stinking telephone solicitors. I rarely answer her phone. I'm probably going to unplug it soon. I play with them now because I used to ask, could you take us off the list? They never do. And many of them are calling. It's a robocall, a computer calling. But what they do know is they're supposed to not be on the phone very long because they have to pay for the phone bill. So when the telephone solicitor calls it, I wish it was one. I wish it was because I got shown you firsthand. I was thinking of maybe doing a YouTube video on it, but we're about homelessness, not. And so I play with them. I said, "Oh, thanks for calling. Oh, how's the weather where you are? Do you have any pets? We have a dog. What's your dog's name?" And I just keep them on the phone as long as possible because when they get that bill, they're going to hopefully finally remove the number. But, and to be honest, I don't know if it works, but it's been fun. It's taken something that is totally annoying and just turning it around. I mean, I really play with them, driving them crazy. Disco Duck, President Trump. President Trump wants to cut $8 billion in HUD funding. The homelessness we see today is because Ronald Reagan cut $15 billion in HUD funding. If Trump cuts the funding, so this is the thing, and I really try not to get political here, but you can't believe what Trump says. I mean, he's a proven liar, but he comes out and says the Democrats are trying to kill your health care. No, they're not. It's Trump trying to kill your health care. Right? And he says the Democrats are doing this. Now the Democrats are doing some dumb stuff. They're not off the hook. I mean, both sides are doing this political maneuvering, and we, the normal Americans, are getting screwed. Both sides got to come together. We've got to come together. We got to stop doing this pointing back and forth. But if you're going to talk about Trump and poverty, Trump hates poor people. He wants to just take all the funding away from anything that supports somebody. And happy Sunday. Boy, I've been fired up and I got a cold. Maybe so living nightmare. So again, that's almost like the universal basic income. So it's different in every county. In Los Angeles, you get $220 a month. So every homeless person gets $220 a month for a certain amount of time. It's not out. And then you get about $160 in food stamps. So does it help homeless people? Yeah, they get enough to pay for a phone, maybe get a hotel for a night, take a shower, maybe pay for a storage unit. But it doesn't help them get out of homelessness. And that's the same. I mean, Yang's UBI is going to be the same thing, only more money. And more money is great, but Misfit, I would vote for that law, but I don't think many people will. So, Scott Punk, we've talked about this a lot. I'm 58 years old. I get up 3 or 4 times at night to pee. I can't live in an RV. I just can't. I mean, chances of me being homeless again are very real, but I don't see myself living in an RV. I think it's great that you do it and others do it too. It's definitely an option. Hey, Disco Duck, I have not once this whole thing asked for donations. And I have tried to tell you a call to action. The Disco Duck, it's not about me. It's about you being a disco duck and taking action to help your homeless neighbor, which is what I am trying to educate the public to do. We have very limited funding. Never once in this chat have I asked for money. I actually don't ask for money a lot. So anyways, that. Okay, we're coming down to Lady T's in the house. Okay, we're coming. Where's Harry from Fort Worth? Harry hasn't been showing up. Anybody know Harry? Yeah, Kevin, trickle down doesn't work. It's proven. Hey, Santa Claus. Maybe that'll get some money during the holiday season. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, Sheila, that's Cuddles in the back. It looks like the kennel woman might know a place that finds good foster homes. Hey, Bleak Light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The money will go forward, I promise. Oh, shoot. I moved my laptop, but I didn't plug it in. Wow, it's lasting. Oh yeah, and you're down in Mexico, right? I mean, I just saw you say expat at large 250 a month, and I was like, that can't be in the United States. And then I heard, yeah, that's why a lot of people are leaving. So Deuce Alive 75. It's a Republican theory that if they reduce taxes on the rich, that the rich will hire more people. So basically, if the rich make more money, the funds will trickle down. What happens is when the rich make more money, they start laying off people because they answer to stake of stockholders, and trickle down is proven not to work. Well, the Republican Party, I think Reagan may have been the first. I don't know. Reagan is the first that I remember. It might have tried to do it before, but really they pushed to cut taxes on the rich with the thinking that the money will trickle down to the poor. And it never does. It never does. The rich want to get richer. The wealth has been redistributed from the middle class up to the rich. There's no middle class anymore. There's no upper middle class anymore. So, Austin, I have no idea what you're talking about as far as that statement. You brought it up. I live in my mother's house while she's in a nursing home, and I've been her caregiver for the last year. I actually wish I could live someplace else. I would much rather prefer it, but I made the conscious choice to take care of the woman that raised me and that loved me when I put her through hell. So if you want to cut me down for living at my mom's house, fuck you. Just fuck you. Yeah, I get it. I get it. When I was growing up, when you lived in your parents and you're older than 20, people picked on you, right? Now with the economy, people live with their parents longer. For me, I was their caregiver. My mom's paralyzed from a stroke. I took care of her. If somebody wants to slam me for having compassion for my mother and making sacrifice, because if I was in Los Angeles, I would have a lot of money. I would probably be dating and vacationing in Hawaii. Instead, I make the sacrifice to stay here. So Austin, you seem to have it out for me. God bless you. Disco Duck, that's a good question. I am doing whatever I can with whatever I have to help. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, everybody. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Chris, thank you. Butterfly Girl, thank you, thank you. JSP, thank you, thank you, thank you. I think okay, folks. Next week is what? Let me look real quick. Next week is Sunday. I will say right now it's a very good maybe. I leave on the 14th for London for a couple of weeks, and I will try, if possible, to live stream. Right now it's a go, but we will see. Anyways, I'm going to put up a video tomorrow. I thought about doing it tonight, but this just went through. Cheech, I think you guys are really going to like it. And please share it with everybody. And it is 9:00 here. I want to say thank you. Thank you for a wonderful hour. I hopefully you guys will have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Sunday night.